Hello, magical people. How is everybody doing out there? My name is Meg Moonbeam, and welcome back to my channels, YouTube, Rumble, X channels. Very happy and excited to be here with all of you today to talk about our upcoming full moon in Taurus that we are going to be having on November 15th, 2024 for the whole collective and all 12 signs. Super interesting, kind of trippy dippy full moon, as I'm going to be sharing with you all. So thank you so much, everyone who's joining me live or is catching the replay. Let me know in the comments how everybody is feeling with the current energies that we are in. And before we get into the astrology, as always, please remember to like, share, and subscribe to the Meg Moonbeam YouTube, Rumble, and X channels. You can find all my links, my readings, courses, socials, everything in the links in the description box below. And two special things I want to give a shout out to today is, first of all, I've got new astrology level 1 available on the Beyond Mystic Academy, an introduction to Western astrology. And for this week only, you can get 30% off with code ASTRO30, all in one word. So you can check that out at the link below for any of my fellow astrology lovers that want to get deeper into this magical esoteric art, whether that's for yourself personally or professionally. And I'm also very excited to share that I'm going to be doing a 2025 astrology predictions live workshop series for all 12 signs. This is going to be at the end of November, 4 days of live workshops starting on November 28th. So I'm going to do 4 consecutive days in a row of this live workshop series where I'm going to be talking about the astrology of 2025 for each of the 12 signs. So that's going to be super fun. I've been working hard preparing to share with you guys my predictions for each of us for 2025, another absolutely historical year. And that is at $35 US. So you guys can go check that out over on the Beyond Mystic Academy, also in the links below. So how's everybody feeling out there? So nice to see you all. Hello, Iridescent Flame says, my favorite astrologer. Thank you. Well, thank you very much. That's a very big compliment. Michelle says, feeling groggy. Interesting. Yeah, I'm hearing different things from different people. Some people feeling really tired and groggy, others feeling really energized. I've been currently feeling quite energized ever since the big shift that we had last week. I've been talking a lot about in my videos as of late, the shift of, it feels like timelines that has been going on since the USA election results. I feel like something very big has changed on the quantum levels. It feels like we are on a higher timeline, and not to be overly optimistic or anything, we're going to see how everything plays out, but definitely feeling some very positive winds of change. So let me know if you guys are feeling the same thing. So I'm going to be sharing about this upcoming full moon in Taurus, which is very intriguing to me. So first I'm going to talk about the collective astrology for this full moon, and then we'll get into each of the 12 sign predictions for this full moon as well. And I'll put timestamps in the description and the comments below for those of you that may be watching the replay, that maybe you don't want to listen to the whole thing. It is fun to listen to the whole thing, but if you want to listen to just your particular signs for this full moon, you can go check that out. And I'm seeing T-Boss444 says, yes, definitely feeling the same. And Celestial Emma says, yes, Meg, def on a higher timeline. Awesome. Yeah, I am feeling the same thing for sure. So full moon in Taurus. Now, this is not your average full moon in Taurus. What is really striking out to me about this full moon is that it is in an almost exact conjunction to the planet Uranus. And it's interesting because the moon is exalted in the sign of Taurus. So the moon's second most favorite place to be is in the sign of Taurus. Moon loves to be in Taurus. But it's really interesting that we've got Uranus at his fall position in Taurus conjunct this full moon. So Uranus, of course, is the ruling planet of Aquarius. Uranus rules the future and innovation and shocks and surprises and unpredictability, aliens and ETs as well, anything from outer space, astrology, all those Uranian things. Uranus doesn't really like to be in the sign of Taurus. So even though it's really nice to have a moon exalted in Taurus, there's also a element of uncomfort. You know, Uranus in Taurus is highly uncomfortable, and this is what we've been going through since 2018. Why things have felt so uncomfortable in the collective since 2018, because we've had Uranus in Taurus, and we're going to have Uranus in Taurus until 2026. So in my astrological opinion, this is like one of the most unstable, if not the most unstable thing you can possibly have, Uranus in Taurus. So there's a feeling of instability as we go into this full moon, and we're going to be within the full moon portal starting on Tuesday, November 12th. I'm sure many of you guys know that 3 days before and after a lunation, we are within the portal of that new moon or full moon. So from Tuesday going into Monday, really, we're in this full moon portal. And it is highlighting our comforts of life. It is highlighting our values. Taurus rules values, comforts, pleasure, enjoyments, the beauties of life, resources, finances. Also a very creative sign, a very feel-good sign. But with Uranus in conjunction to this full moon, we are in for some instability of some sort of fashion, some major shocks and surprises. Okay, so if I were to say one thing, one big takeaway about this full moon, be open and mentally prepared for some major shocks, surprises, disruptions, unpredictability. And I'm going to make some predictions on what I think some of those specific things may be as we enter this full moon in Taurus portal, and also for the whole next month of us being, you know, within the lunation influence of this full moon in Taurus. Now, some of you may have watched my last full moon video where I talked about the full moon in Aries. And I had the really fun cover photo with President Donald Trump, Kamala Harris, and Justin Castro. And I talked about in my last full moon report for the full moon in Aries, huge geopolitical changes in leadership, some leaders losing their place of power and leaders gaining their place of power. And I predicted that Donald Trump would win the election. He did win the election. Not a whole lot of astrologers predicted that. I posted something on my Telegram that there was like less than 30 major astrologers predicted that. And there was a lot of psychics and readers and astrologers that predicted that Kamala would win. So yeah, that didn't happen. So we've seen that Trump has won, and we are now in the aftermath of that. And yeah, Maison Lenormand, hello, says, I feel history is changing. Yes, these are absolutely historical times as well, with this being the last lunation, the last full moon with Pluto in Capricorn. So we are T-minus, is it 8 days away or 7 days away, 1 week away from Pluto ingressing into Aquarius, where he will be for the next 20 years. This is really potent full moon, where we're really letting go and releasing this Pluto and Capricorn transit that we have been in. Many of you will already know that full moons are our natural times of letting go, release, healing, and completion, right? It's that time in the monthly moon cycle. Full moons also illuminate to us. They bring light and awareness, brightness, to whatever areas of life are ruled by the sign the moon is in, the aspects that are being made to the moon. So this being the last lunation with Pluto and Capricorn, it's really highlighting that Pluto and Capricorn, which has been the past 16 years, the death of the matrix, right? The death of the corporations, systems and structures, governments, elites that no longer serve the people as we move into Pluto in Aquarius. So I really feel like with this full moon in Taurus, and I'm going to talk about each of us in our personal lives, what this also means in our personal lives. But for the collective, I guess my really big prediction with this full moon is I'm seeing this as a window of astrological potential where we are going to witness Joe Biden stepping down from being president or dying. Okay. And you guys know, very questionable, like, what are we really looking at with Joe Biden? Okay. Got to be careful here because I'm on YouTube as well as Rumble and X, but you guys know what I'm saying. What is even going on there? Okay. So potential death, quote unquote, or stepping down of Joe Biden from being the president, Kamala Harris intermittently stepping in before Inauguration Day. And I actually put that prediction out there. I've been saying that for weeks, and I reiterated it on my Telegram yesterday. Follow me on Telegram. Link is below. That's where all my uncensored stuff is. After I said that, I looked up some news articles, and if you go online today and you type in Joe Biden, USA Today, this was yesterday, former Kamala Harris aide says Joe Biden should resign so she can serve as 47th president. So you're seeing the lamestream media putting, they put things in plain sight. They're doing the predictive programming, right? The Guardian, former Harris aide suggests Biden resign so she can serve as president. It's being talked about. It's being brought up big time. Will Kamala Harris become president despite losing to Trump? Will that be right? Right? So by me saying this, let me be very clear, you guys, because I don't want to freak you guys out. I do not think that Kamala is going to become the president and then be the president for the next 4 years, and something is going to happen where either President Trump or J.D. Vance will not be able to be the president. What my prediction is, let me be very clear, is I think Joe Biden is going to step down or possibly die or have a health issue, to where then Kamala will step in as the president until Inauguration Day. So let me explain the astrology of why I'm feeling this actually quite strongly as a potential. Okay. And remember, you guys, that the stars impel, they do not compel. So there's a lot of potentials for Joe Biden with having this moon 24 degrees of Taurus conjunct Uranus, the planet of unpredictability, shocks, surprises, instability, in his most unstable position of Taurus, in a direct opposition to Joe Biden's sun, 27 degrees of Scorpio, and Scorpio stellium. So what I've got up here is a transit chart where we've got Joe Biden's chart in the middle and where the planets will be on the full moon on the outer rim. So this full moon is in an opposition to Joe Biden's sun, which represents him, his life force energy, in the 12th house, being hidden, lies, deceptions, behind the scenes, right? Think something, whether he steps down or not, there's going to be a huge revealing about Joe Biden. And if I had to put money on it, I think he actually is going to not be the president up until Inauguration Day. So yeah, I'm seeing that as a really big astrological potential. Also, we've still got that Mars-Pluto opposition going on. In Joe Biden's transits, he's having transit Mars conjunct his natal Pluto in his 8th house in an opposition to transit Pluto. So again, I'm going to put this comment up on the screen because I need to be careful what I say here because I'm multi-streaming on YouTube. So you guys can go just look at that comment there. There's a lot of 12th house Pisces weirdness when it comes to Joe Biden, right? And he is going to be very highlighted with this full moon big time. So putting that prediction out there, really feeling that. Also very interesting geopolitically as well, that this full moon, hi Tracy, nice to see you. This full moon is exactly going to be conjunct the moon of the European Union. So this is another transit chart. We've got the chart of the European Union. We've got the full moon in the outer rim, exactly conjunct the moon of the European Union in the European Union's 10th house. And Uranus is there. So there's something very shocking, unpredictable, unstable, going to be coming up for Europe. And Taurus, of course, is a sign that rules finances, resources, right? Uranus in Taurus brings up digital ID, digital currency. So I'm wondering if Europe is going to be, and let me know, because I don't know everything that's going on in Europe. I'm a North American, you guys. So let me know if any of you European friends are better plugged in than me. But there's likely to be talk about digital ID. Uranus, things are digital. Sorry, yeah, digital ID or digital currency, I mean to say. Taurus is currency. That can be really highlighted. I also think that since President Trump has been reelected, that's going to bring very big changes geopolitically to Europe as well. Interesting. This is a article that says EU plans talks with Trump, reaffirms support for Ukraine. So I don't know whether President Trump has, spoken to any officials from Europe yet. I'm sure he has, but there's going to be very big geopolitical changes for Europe, some shocks, some big surprises, and it has to do with the government because this full moon is conjunct the moon of the EU in the 10th house, which is government, political leaders, elites, exposing of elites as well, the money system. Uranus also rules protest and revolution. So we could see in Europe some kind of big protest going on about a major issue having to do with government. So that'll be very interesting to play out as well. So I'm seeing with this full moon, very interesting things geopolitically. Those are some of my predictions there. For each of us in our personal lives, and I am going to go through all 12 of the signs for this full moon in a little bit. But for each of us personally, I really advise with this moon in Taurus conjunct Uranus, be open to the unexpected. Be open to the weirdness. Be open to different possibilities and different ways of doing things. Taurus is not necessarily normal. Taurus rules comfort and stability. Tauruses love food, they love sex, they love pleasures, they just like to enjoy themselves. They tend to be very grounded. They love nature, right? Whereas Uranus and its ruling sign Aquarius loves weirdness, instability, being a rebel, shocking things, innovation, trying things in a different way. So there's a little bit of a juxtaposition and opposites attract with this full moon that's very interesting. We're being invited to be open to new and different things. And I'm advising to pay attention to the downloads that you're getting at this full moon, because we can be getting very profound downloads. Uranus rules downloads, divine inspiration, higher consciousness, downloads about our lives, downloads about, Taurus is money, our resources, our values, what brings us pleasure, right? Downloads about those Taurus ruled areas. Also downloads about the future ahead. And we're now restabilizing into a new future ahead. And I know I keep bringing up the USA election, you guys, but it is a very big thing that just happened, right? That did create a new energy that we are now stepping into, because of course the US does affect the whole world, what's going on with it. So this full moon is also inviting people to restabilize, recomfort into the new future that we are stepping into that will not be stopped. Okay, so I'm seeing, and I love Jenny, your comment here, breakdowns equal breakthroughs. Totally, that's totally true. Pluto in Aquarius is, yes, it's going to bring up some shadow aspects of technology and AI. And yes, it's not all mamby-pamby when it comes to Pluto, but this transit is bringing freedom to humanity. This transit is bringing the power back to we, the people. So I am seeing some people out there going, don't trust Trump, or don't be overly optimistic that we're going to go into a digital ID where, don't be going to be some bad things happening. I'm not saying that it's all roses. I'm not saying that it's all easy, but once that Pluto goes into Aquarius, this is a very positive shift for humanity. And we have very positive shifts astrologically as we go into 2025, 2026. This is not 2020 anymore. This is not the Saturn Pluto conjunction anymore. The elites that are dark, which is Capricorn, that have been controlling us for a very long time, do not have the power anymore. And this full moon in Taurus is restabilizing us into that new future. In medical astrology, Uranus rules the nervous system. So we can be having, even some of us that are like-minded, open to freedom, all that kind of stuff, there can be more of a propensity for hyperactivity, anxiety, feeling jittery. So, Taurus rules going outside, doing some earthing. This is a perfect full moon for spending time outside, spending time in nature, not just because it's a full moon in Taurus and Taurus rules nature, but also with the medical astrology of Uranus being conjunct this full moon. Some people may be more on edge. And I think the people that will be most on edge will be those that are scared of this new future, don't understand this new future, or have not yet done the healing work or the awareness work around what the heck is actually going on the planet, right? Which is that we've been captive to this very dark elite group of people for a very long time, and they've been in control of everything. And that is now falling apart. Right? So I actually like this full moon in Taurus. I think this is exciting. I think this is fun. I think it is going to bring very big shocks and surprises that might freak some people out more on the unconscious side. But I think there's a lot of opportunity for release of this Pluto and Capricorn transit that we've been in. Awesome full moon for doing a release cleansing ceremony, for doing a salt bath, whatever you like to do to cleanse your energy. Also, I would say, because it is, even though it's a full moon, which we don't typically associate with setting intentions, it is conjunct Uranus, which is about the future. And the full moon is also in trine to Pluto. So this full moon is supporting us being empowered and going into the future, for sure. So I'm actually really excited to see how this is going to play out. We do have the dispositor of this full moon, Venus, in Capricorn. Actually, as of today, I'm filming this report on November 11th, 2024. So Venus is in Capricorn. And at the exact time of this full moon, in square to the nodes, in square to North Node in Aries, South Node in Libra, 1 degree off from being exact square, T-square actually. So there is a tension point in our collective values, and as I said, in our collective comfort. And with that square, with Venus in the nodes, some people will be struggling through that. This is very big red pills to swallow, so to speak, coming up. And I think a lot being revealed, and I know I keep saying this over and over and over again, but a lot being revealed with this full moon as to what the heck is actually really going on, because it is our last full moon with Pluto and Capricorn. So this is a huge ending lunation where we can be having, as Jenny said, some breakdowns. No matter where you're at with your consciousness and kind of like your spiritual development, if you do have a breakdown, that's normal. You're not crazy. Have the breakdown to then have that breakthrough. Again, huge breakthroughs, huge divine inspirations and downloads that we can be receiving from this. And also very positive, since Taurus rules money and finances, Moon in Taurus in trine to Pluto, the ruler of hidden money, investments. We're seeing cryptos are up. We're seeing precious metals are up. Looking really good on the investment side of things, of areas that are actually of value, right? Taurus rules what is actually of value. So I know a lot of us are very happy with where the crypto's at. That's being reflected in the astrology as well. Some of the precious metals and things, and we can be actually receiving some returns on some of those investments, which is great too. So, okay, before we get into the readings for each of the 12 signs with this full moon, I'm going to pull some cards for us as a collective. And what do I want to ask? I'm going to ask universe, what should we all be aware of? Everybody listening to this astrology report, what should we all be aware of as we step into this full moon in Taurus portal to help us make the most of this very powerful full moon? What can we be aware of to make the most of it? Ooh, interesting. Okay, we've got, and this is my friend Sunny's deck she's letting me use right now. There are no coincidences. This is a very Uranian looking oracle deck. There are no coincidences. A manifestation deck and guidebook. Love this one. We've got the shadows card. Thresholds. So being aware that shadows are coming to the surface. There may be some shocking, like, shadow information that comes forward, since this is the last full moon with Pluto and Capricorn, and people that have not really done the work on themselves yet, people that are not in their healthy mind, body, spirit connection yet, can be having some major shadow work coming up. Okay, so that's good to be aware of. You can't make this stuff up. We've got the Uranus card, Cosmos. So going to be very Uranian, not a typical full moon in Taurus, right? Might even feel like a bit of a full moon in Aquarius, actually. So be open to the unexpected. As I said, be open to different ways of doing things. And we're definitely going to be feeling that Uranian vibe very strong. So we're embracing that, yes, shadows are coming up for healing. We're going to observe that, not absorb that. And Uranus, expect the unexpected. It's going to be weird. And I always say Uranus is unpredictability. So there's always things about Uranus or Aquarius transits that no one is able to predict. Nobody said, because it's unpredictability. So that it's kind of fun to not know exactly what's going to happen. We've also got Mars. So, and I feel like, you know, Mars rules a lot of things, but I feel like this is bringing up our health and taking care of our vessel and our energy levels with this full moon. That, as we were seeing when I started the video, some of us are feeling really energized. Some of us are feeling really tired and groggy. Just being very mindful of your physical well-being. Remember, I brought up Uranus rules the nervous system, the brain. Okay, so if you're feeling maybe a little bit more on edge or hyperactive or anxious, doing some physical movement, Mars, doing some exercise, going outside, just taking extra care of your physical vessel at this time. So those are our cards from the There Are No Coincidences deck. And also, Sunny got this new deck recently, really cool, called The Citadel, a Fantasy Oracle. So this is going to pull from here. This is a really cool deck. And I'm going to pull one. And I'm going to continue that question of what can we be mindful of, universe, to make the most out of this full moon in Taurus, our last full moon with Pluto and Capricorn. Woo, that is a big energy. Can you guys feel that? Wow. The Shepherd. Have never pulled that one before. Celebration and family, the Shepherd. Okay, let's see what the book says. because this is really, really interesting. Bear with me 1 second, you guys. The shepherd, the shepherd, the shepherd. Okay. The shepherd. On a gentle grassy rise just beyond the citadel, white spotted goats bleat and graze. Okay, you can't make this stuff up because goats are ruled by Capricorn. Pluto's at the end of Capricorn. The sun bathes the hills in warmth. Heavy-headed dandelions nod lazily, and all is peaceful. From under a shady tree, the shepherd watches their flock, the bell at the end of their crook ringing out over the slopes. It's a simple life, but the shepherd knows how to celebrate the pleasure of loving and loving well. This is a leader and parental figure. They ensure that their flock doesn't go astray, no matter the weather or the direction. It's time for you to look to your own relationships, family or otherwise, and reach out to them. Just as the shepherd guides their flock, don't be afraid to take the leading hand where it's needed. This is really resonating. Someone needs to step up, and right now, that might be you. Oh my gosh. So how we can also embrace this is we are like shepherds in a way where we are helping. And that's funny. Yeah. Jenny, you're right. Because it is like very Taurian too, right? Animals and farms and shepherds. It's like we're guiding our loved ones into this future. And it's not that we're better than anyone else. We've just been aware of what's been going on. We've already started to do the self-development, the spiritual development. So we're like shepherds guiding the flock into the Uranian Aquarian future that can feel really weird and destabilizing. And I'm getting a message to just like Capricorn, be patient, take it easy. Don't force any intense conversations, because with this full moon conjunct Uranus, people could have like a panic attack if you tell them something too intense that they're maybe not ready for consciously. So we're like being called to be in leadership with this full moon as well. And yeah, Jenny is saying breaking the herd. I think a lot of us can resonate with being a black sheep. I felt like a black sheep my whole life for sure. And kind of looks like a black goat or sheep on the card, which is cool. So awesome. Yeah, Sherry says, and this goes along with the Aquarian coming together as community. Exactly. Love that. Okay, so we've talked about the collective for this full moon in Taurus, and now let's get into each of the 12 signs, what we've got going on for this full moon. And I invite you guys to listen to your sun and rising signs, most importantly. And if you feel to listen to your moon sign as well, you can for more psychological, personal interpretations. And hello, Chrissy. Nice to see you here. Okay, Aries. Have we got any Aries in the house for this full moon in Taurus? Cheers, Aries. Gonna have some coffee. Okay. Aries, Aries, Aries. You're having this full moon in Taurus in your second house, which is the Taurus ruled areas of life. This is really highlighting those Taurus ruled areas of your value, of your comfort, your stability, what you find pleasure in. This can be a full moon that's really highlighting your abundance, your beliefs in abundance, your income streams. There may be an ending of an income stream, a new income stream coming forward. And remember, you guys, it's a little bit of a juxtaposition here, because full moons are about completion, but this full moon is conjunct Uranus, which is also about the future and new things. So for many of us, there can be a theme with this full moon of like letting go wherever we have 24 degrees of Taurus in our chart, but also something new coming up, right? The future coming up. So it's like both at the same time, which is really interesting. So Aries, this is good for you to be reflecting on your values, right? Do you believe in yourself? Do you feel that you're worthy of pleasure and abundance? And if not, this is a really good full moon to maybe to be doing some healing or cleansing work around that. With Uranus conjunct this full moon, there can be unexpected money or resources or pleasure that comes forward, downloads, right? Uranus is downloads about how to create new pathways of that in your life. And I really like that we've got Pluto in trine to this full moon, and Pluto's in your 10th house. So this is like you're being empowered professionally. You're being empowered in your long-term goals as well with this full moon. So very much about your self-worth, your value, your income, and there might even be an up-leveling and you being in the spotlight professionally if you do work with this full moon as well. So do something pleasurable. This is happening in your 2nd house. Enjoy life and enjoy the moment, Aries. And I'm sending so much cosmic love your way. Have a very happy full moon. Okay, now we have my fellow Taurians, Taurus, Sun, Rising, and Moons. How are you guys doing? This is our annual full moon in Taurus, baby. So we are the ones in the spotlight. We can really be feeling this full moon very intensely. There can be some huge life developments and breakthroughs happening with this full moon, maybe even a breakdown. Okay, Taurus, we've still got Pluto on our midheaven with Mars at the bottom of our IC, those two in an opposition. So this is kind of like a breaking down. I keep hearing that word from Spirit, a breaking down to that breaking through, like Jenny was saying, like I like to say, but very positive energy at the same time. So Taurus, this is a full moon to empower you to get comfortable with this new future that we are stepping into. Okay. Very good full moon for you to put yourself out there in the spotlight, for you to be, reevaluating your self-worth and your goals into the future. And there can be some badass, really cool, unexpected opportunities, life experiences coming up for you with this full moon. And I would highly suggest doing something different that you don't normally do. The day of the full moon, Friday, November 15th, Taurus, I know you like your comforts. I know you like your routines. You like your specific things. Do things in a different way on Friday, and that is going to help you to have huge breakthroughs, move forward into the future. Very big downloads can be coming in. And by taking that action, right, the universe likes when we take action, it can attract some really cool Uranian new things and pathways into our lives. And I've been saying this as a theme for Tauruses for, the whole recent astrological transits. Pluto at the top of your chart in Capricorn, and this is our last full moon with Pluto in Capricorn. So there is some kind of major ending going on to a long-term goal or to something related to career or professionalism, or there could be an invitation to up level or get a promotion. So I'm hearing Spirit say, Taurus, you're more powerful than you think, and you're stronger than you think. Maybe some challenges with Mars-Pluto opposition on those angles of your chart, but some beautiful energies that come through the breakdown, through the healing work. So love you guys so much and sending lots of cosmic love your way. Okay, Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Risings. We had a lot of Aries in the chat, and we had a few Tauruses in there. Have we got any Geminis here? Let me know. So Gemini, Geminis. You guys are having this full moon in Taurus in your 12th house. Ooh, very interesting. So this is very dreamy, very spiritual, very creative for you guys. Some of you Geminis might be having prophetic dreams about the future, right? Uranus, the future in the 12th house of dreams. The moon can also be dreams and the nighttime. This is a good full moon for you to be taking a step back, spending some alone time, even being a bit behind the scenes, which I know you Geminis like to be out there. You like to be socializing. You like to celebrate the full moon out in community. I'm not saying don't do that, but definitely make time to be on your own. 12th house of Pisces is being on your own, being in your spirituality, meditating, being in prayer, and seeing what comes through, what downloads come through. Very powerful with this full moon for sure. And towards the future, right? Some of you Geminis as well might be inspired to start a creative or spiritual income stream. Remember, Taurus rules income, money, resources. So there can be downloads about new ways of attracting abundance that are 12th house in nature, doing behind the scenes work, creative work, healing, spirituality as well. So definitely pay attention to your dreams. And I advise to spend some alone time to make the best of this full moon. And no matter what sign you are, we're all going to be receiving downloads, breakthroughs, inspirations in whatever area of life we have 24 degrees of Taurus. So I love you, Geminis, so, so much. And I'm sending lots of cosmic love your way. Happy full moon. Okay, next we have our lovely, beautiful Cancers. You guys are having this full moon in Taurus in your 11th house. Holy guacamole. This is like, wow. I really like this for the Cancers because Cancer in astrology rules the past. Cancer and Pisces both rule the past and can both be very nostalgic, right? Cancers love nostalgia and the past and our memories and what was. But with this full moon in Taurus conjunct Uranus in the 11th house, which is the Uranus house, the Aquarian ruled Aries of life, this full moon is supporting you a lot more effortlessly than a lot of the other signs into us stepping into this Aquarian new future. You guys can actually be dealing with this pretty well compared to a lot of the other signs. And there's really big downloads that you guys can be getting. I know I'm saying this for everybody, but the 11th house is the house of Aquarius. So this is downloads, divine inspiration, our higher consciousness, connection to ETs, connection to our star family, astrology, right? Be a good full moon to look at your astrological charts, your personal astrological charts. And there could be breakthroughs in that you haven't seen yet, right? Regarding your own personal astrology. 11th house also rules our long-term dreams and wishes. So even though it is a full moon and it is good for us to be doing healing and cleansing around what may no longer be serving us anymore, also a great full moon, Cancers, for you to be putting out your intentions and goals about the future, and you can be getting some really big downloads about that. There could also be some new income streams. Remember, Taurus is income and money regarding online work, technology, crypto, astrology. Aquarius is, anything having to do with the internet, technology, working online, innovative new ways of income can be highlighted for you, Cancer, for sure. So Cancers, you're very naturally intuitive. You're very naturally plugged in all the time. Very interested to hear from you what breakthroughs and downloads are coming in. Also, this would be a fantastic full moon to celebrate in community. 11th house is like-minded community. Go out to an ecstatic dance or a drumming circle, and you could meet some new friends, new like-minded friends and community. So that's exciting for you guys. I'm sending lots of cosmic love your way, and have a very, very happy full moon. Jenny says, with my Cancer sun, 8th house, Scorpio rising, and Aquarius moon, I for sure finally feel like I'm here with purpose. Wow, that's very awesome combination that you have, Jenny. Hez Sovereign says, this totally resonates with me. Well, I'm very happy to hear that, Hez. That means everything to me, that you guys are resonating with what I'm saying. And I really appreciate when you guys give me the feedback when it resonates. because that helps me with my practice as well. So, okay, next we're going to move to our Leos, sun, risings, and moons. Interesting, Leos, you guys are having this full moon in Taurus in your 10th house. Okay. Conjunct Uranus, Pluto on your descendant. We've got that Mars and Leo right now on your rising. So this can be feeling like a bit of a dramatic time. Okay. A little bit of a all over the place time. I'll just be honest with you guys, Leos, and I'm not saying anything necessarily bad is happening. There could just be a little bit of drama going on, a lot going on all at the same time for you. I'm seeing spiritually like fireworks. Okay. So if there's like a lot going on in your life that's not normal, dramatic situations, might even be a little bit of conflict with that Mars-Pluto opposition on, two of the angles in your chart with Mars in your sign, you're not going crazy. It's the current astrology. But this is also an amazing portal of energy for you to be in your creativity, to take directed action for sure. Specifically with this full moon in Taurus, it's in your 10th house. So can be an ending to something related to work, your career, your long-term goals. But with Uranus conjunct this moon as well, it's highlighting, what do you want to be doing going into the future? And I'm hearing Spirit say, is what you're doing to make money, Taurus is money, is that in alignment with your values, Taurus? Is that in alignment with where you want to see yourself going into the future, right? There can be some up-leveling going on for sure as well with Pluto in the 6th house of day-to-day work in trine to the moon in your 10th. So, the 10th house is the top of the chart. You guys are definitely in the spotlight, Leos. And even though there may be some drama going on, it is a good time for you to be putting yourself out there, showcasing your gifts and talents. And Uranus at an angular house, be open to the unexpected and different ways of doing things. So love you, Leo, so much, and sending lots of cosmic love your way. Okay, Virgo, sun, moon, and risings. We've got this full moon in Taurus in your 9th house. So this is really cool because, the planet Uranus does have to do with, as I've been talking about, downloads, our higher consciousness. It is a very spiritual planet. With this full moon in Taurus conjunct Uranus in your 9th house, this is a fantastic time for meditation, reflection, tuning into your higher consciousness, doing practices that resonate with you to be tuned into that higher consciousness. You can meditate a lot more easily at this time. You can go very deep into your higher consciousness at this time, more so than usual. And you can be getting very big downloads about the future, about where you want to be heading. Maybe some of you Virgos are feeling to go on a trip. You want to be going on a foreign land, or you want to be taking a new course. There could be downloads about some of those 9th house Sagittarian ruled areas of life. And for those of you Virgo placements that may be traveling at the moment in a foreign country, foreign place, there could be some fun, unexpected things, shock surprises that definitely come up for you. There can be new income streams coming through having to do with foreign people, foreign business opportunities, or by taking a course to upgrade your certifications as well. So Virgo is very, very interesting astrology. And also, since it is a full moon, which is typically about letting go, 9th house is about our beliefs, people that we consider teachers in our lives. So there may be an ending, letting go, having to do with some of those areas of life as well. So love you, Virgos, so much. Sending lots of love your way, and have a very, very happy full moon. Next, we have our lovely Libras, our lovely Libras. You're having this full moon in Taurus in your 8th house. Okay. Dun, dun, dun. So this is going to be a little bit more intense for you than some of us other signs out there. 8th house, of course, is the most intense house. In astrology, it's the Scorpio ruled areas of life. And Taurus is the opposite sign of Scorpio. So Taurus is about, where you find value, where you find pleasure, where you find comfort. With this full moon in your 8th house can be highlighting, maybe there's ritual. Yeah, Chrissy says, I was waiting on the dun, 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 dun. Yeah, this full moon is highlighting where there may be residual stored trauma, pain, heaviness from the past that is being called to be cleared up at this time. Now, Libras, I really like this full moon for you for investing. And let me be clear, because I'm not a financial advisor, okay? But Taurus is a sign of money. 8th house of Scorpio is investments, hidden money, receiving things out of nowhere. So there could be unexpected resources or financial gains that can be coming in for you guys on the positive side, or new ways of investing that you learn about with Uranus conjunct that full moon. But I'd like you Libras to be mindful about anything heavy that comes from the shadows. Remember, we all as a collective got that shadows card that might not seem fun to deal with. This is actually a full moon that is good to do cleansing work and is good to deal with any heaviness. Any interesting that I'm hearing stored residual trauma. I've never used that term before, and that's coming through specifically for you Libras. Stored residual trauma. You might already be feeling this right now as I'm filming this on Monday, November 11th, or can kick in, Tuesday as we enter the full moon portal. Great full moon to do some real deal healing work and check in with, where can I invite myself to experience more pleasure, to experience more enjoyment? And is there anything I'm storing that's holding me back from doing that? We want to let that stuff go, right? So I love you Libras so, so much. And I'm sending lots of cosmic love your way. Have a happy full moon. Okay, next we've got my fellow Scorplings out there. We can't wait till Pluto leaves Capricorn. We're almost done. Us and the Capricorns are like, woo, woo, woo. We're almost out of this very heavy transit of Pluto and Capricorn. So this full moon, because Pluto is our planetary ruler, Scorpios, and it's the last full moon of our lives with Pluto and Capricorn, this can be a huge release that we can be going through. And with Taurus being in our 7th house, it can be specifically around other people, relationships, okay? Our commitments, our committed relationships. Some Scorpios may be going through some unexpected breakups or endings of work committed relationships, or just commitments, contracts, agreements in general. And it's good for you Scorpios to be honest with yourself about, are the people, right? 7th house is others and people. Are the people around you bringing you comfort? Are they bringing you pleasure? We have Taurus in the 7th house. So that's what we need actually from others. That's like a core value and need that we need from others. Or are they making you feel like crap? Do you have weird situations around you? That Pluto at the end of Capricorn is at the bottom of our chart on our IC. So there's definitely some creepy, crawly skeletons coming out of the closet, some things that might be uncomfortable to face, but embrace the breakdown, to have the breakthrough, to move forward, okay? And there's also, remember, this full moon is like an ending, but a beginning at the same time with Uranus conjunct it. So this can be new, like-minded people coming into your life. Maybe some endings going on, but new people, new commitments coming in as well. So let me know, Scorpios, what you're going through and if that resonates. And I'm sending lots and lots of cosmic love to you guys. Spice Dragon says, Libra sun here, bang on Meg. Awesome. Well, I'm happy to hear that that resonates, Spiced Dragon. And T-Boss444 says, I welcome this. I love that. That's a very powerful statement. Awesome. Okay, next we move to our Saggies, sun, moon, and risings. You're having this full moon in Taurus in your 6th house. Okay, interesting. So Saggies, out of anyone, I want you guys to be paying a special attention to your health at the time of this full moon, okay? Taurus in medical astrology is one of the signs that has to do with the body, with the physical form. And I feel like that's really underrated with Taurus that doesn't always get talked about. So, and this is actually something I didn't even say that I should have said in the collective reading. Taurus does have to do with our body, our physical form. So we can be feeling a lot of ascension symptoms physically with this full moon, Uranus, weird stuff in the body. Saggies, this is going to be specifically for you most of all, okay? So your physical body is going to be reacting to the downloads, to the up-leveling that we are receiving with this full moon in Taurus. If there's any health issues that you've not been putting the energy towards, that you've just kind of been putting off, they can be really magnified, really illuminated at the time of this full moon. What's exciting is because this full moon is conjunct Uranus, there can be breakthroughs in any health medical issues that you've possibly been going through. And there can be even new innovations health-wise, and this goes for the collective as well, new breakthroughs in healing modalities for us in our bodies. So it is a good full moon, Saggies, if there is anything health-wise going on, for you to maybe try an alternative modality healing. That can be very, very beneficial at this time for sure. Can also be some shocks and surprises in your day-to-day work, your routines. Good for you to be honest about yourself. Be honest with yourself about, are your routines, right? The sixth house rules routines, bringing you pleasure, Taurus, or is that routine something that was implanted into you that doesn't even resonate and isn't even good, right? So hope that resonates with you, Saggies, and I'm sending lots and lots of love your way. Happy full moon. Okay, Capricorn, sun, moon, and risings. I'm sure you guys are getting excited. I know I'm getting excited. I've got my moon in Capricorn. We've been dealing with this Pluto in Capricorn for this past 16 years. So this is the last full moon, as I've been saying, with Pluto in Capricorn. So similar to what I said to the Scorpios also goes for you, Cappies. This can feel like, and interesting that I'm losing my voice as I'm trying to speak to you guys. Excuse me. I just lost my train of thought. What was I going to say there? Oh yeah. Capricorn, similar to the Scorpios, this can feel like a very big ending, completion, release with this full moon. So very good time to be doing some acknowledgement work of that, maybe some gratitude work of how far you've come. We're going to have our party. We're going to have our Capricorn party. Pluto leaves Capricorn on November 19th. I'm going to put that info out soon. I'm going to do something special for that. So enjoy this full moon. It's in your fifth house. It's in your fifth house of fun. Let's celebrate. Let's have some fun. Pluto and Capricorn is going to be over a week from now. This is so exciting. So you guys can be feeling fun, creative, celebratory. This is an amazing full moon for you to just be letting loose and having fun, Capricorns, which I know can sometimes be a challenge for you guys because you're the workaholics. You like to be, getting jobs done. Make time for fun this full moon, right? What is your value around fun? Right? Taurus is our values. Do you want to bring more pleasure and enjoyment through fun, through play? How can you do that? What's something that you haven't done for a very long time that brings you fun? Do it around this full moon. And this full moon can be bringing back some of that fun, bringing back some of that love and play into your life for sure. Very, very creative as well with Uranus in the fifth house. So if you are creative, make time for creative projects. If you're not, bring creativity into your day-to-day life during this full moon portal. Very, very powerful for you guys. So we're almost out of Pluto and Capricorn. We're almost there. Very, very exciting. Love you guys so much and have a very happy full moon. And now moving on to our Aquarians. This is interesting because your ruler is Uranus, which is going to be conjunct this full moon in your fourth house, which is the most private house, right? Personal house relating to your ancestors, your home, your family, your emotions. So you can be feeling more emotional than usual, Aquarians. You can be feeling your emotions coming to the surface, which I know many Aquarian placements kind of observe their emotions. They can kind of be like an alien with their emotions and not feel them too intensely. But sometimes it's good for us to do emotional healing, be feeling our emotions to release things that we may be carrying in our emotional body. So I love this full moon for you guys for emotional healing. I'm hearing Spirit say emotional journaling, spending time with family, spending time at home, bringing fresh new energy, bringing something different, maybe even considered weird, into your home or family environment. That can bring some fresh new energy, some new dynamics there. And there might even be something new that some of you Aquarians learn about your ancestors, about your past, about your family. So definitely spend some time with those loved ones in your life, because this is going to be, yeah, Lakeside Laura says, ooh, very interesting for sure. Very, very interesting. And also with Taurus, again, about comfort and stability. Is there something about the home or your family dynamic that doesn't feel comfortable or stable to you? How can we move forward from that? Pluto is a trine to this full moon. So what healing work or what can we do to bring more of that comfort, more of that value that resonates with you moving forward for those fourth house areas of life? Get stabilized in the fourth house with this full moon, because a week from now, you got Pluto in Aquarius for the whole next 20 years. So you're going to want to be grounded for that. And I'll talk all more about that next week. I'll do a special Pluto in Aquarius video for all of us. So love you, Aquarians, so much. And I'm sending lots of cosmic love your way. Okay, Pisces, Pisces, Pisces. You're having this full moon in Taurus in your third house, conjunct Uranus. So I always say with the third house, it's a very busy house. It rules a lot of things in life, right? It rules our local neighborhood. It rules our friends. It rules our neighbors. It rules communication. It rules our cars, day-to-day gadgets, schools, learning, short distance travel, rules a lot of different things. So this full moon, there can be a lot coming up for you. And with Uranus conjunct the moon in your third house, might be a little bit of stress, might be a little bit more of anxiety. So I think it's really important for you, Pisces, to be doing earthing, grounding, eating really nutritious foods, taking care of your body, because there can be more of a propensity with this placement of like just feeling maybe a little bit overwhelmed. There can be a lot going on for you in the day-to-day right now. You're being invited to reflect on, values around how you communicate, friendships and people that you're attracting in your life, what you learn, what you put your energy towards learning about, listening to, talking about. There may be some endings and completions going on there, but also new opportunities in those third house areas with Uranus there as well. Can be some new exciting subjects that you guys start to learn about, or new exciting course that can come forward with Uranus in the third house conjunct that full moon as well. And Taurus does rule money. Taurus does rule income. There can be more income, new opportunity that way coming through your local neighborhood or through doing something with a friend, doing something with a sibling. So let me know, Pisces, what's going on, because I feel like there can be a lot going on at the same time for you. Love you guys so much, and I'm sending lots of cosmic love your way. Brittany, hello, Brittany, says, Meg, you are spot on for this Saggy. Been waiting 4 years to take care of this medical/dental thing, and the funds will be available at the end of the week. I'm a total newbie, so I'm excited to learn. Very, very cool, Brittany. Thank you so much for the feedback. So awesome. We've talked about the collective and all 12 signs for this full moon in Taurus, going to be exact on November 15th. So very excited to see how this is going to play out for all of us. Thank you guys so much for tuning in and joining me, whether live or you caught the replay. Before I finish up, I want to mention again that I've got my new and updated Astrology Level 1 available on the Beyond Mystic Academy. Link is in the description box for that. Also, very excited as well to be doing my 2025 astrological predictions. I'm going to be doing a 4-day live workshop series back to back for each of the 12 signs, starting on November 28th. Very cost affordable, only $35 UST to get access to all 12 sign predictions for 2025. So you can also check that out at Beyond Mystic Academy in the link below. And of course, the replay will be available for those that cannot attend the live workshop. And all my links are below. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe, you guys. And I will see you all in this full moon portal week and on the other side of this full moon. Lots of love and have an absolutely magical day. Bye, everybody.